Hey everybody, PJ back with another Watch Trading Academy video, and today we're going to be talking about investment watches, right? These specific watches that I have here in my box are what I call some of the best investments on the market currently, and I'm going to share with you a little bit about why I've made these investments and specifically what to look for in 22 when investing specifically in watches as to why I've picked these particular models over others. And the two specific models today I'd like to highlight before we talk about some of these other ones are green dials, because I'm a big believer that in 2021 blue dials, as you can see here on my wrist, were some of the most popular and incredible watches to own. But in 2022, I am going to vote that green dials are going to become the strongest sellers. Now, historically, people might be saying right now watching this video, well, you have no idea what you're talking about because green dials have always been stronger, and that would be an accurate statement. However, I am saying that in 2022, we're going to expect to see more green dial love and these prices going even further than what we've been expecting. So the first one I want to bring your attention to is the Olive Day-Date, which was a very, very popular Rolex model that was basically like 35, 36 grand, and currently roughly 200% of MSRP in the low 70s. Now, I am predicting that these watches will peak somewhere in the 100K range. That's right. I am saying that a day-date will be going to the 100Ks, and I think this one is the one that is going to be doing it. I think this is one of the rarest and coolest day-dates ever made, and more importantly, it has become harder and harder to get your hands on one than ever before. So I think this will do historically really well. Another watch that I think has been doing well, and I think is going to continue to rise, and I think is going to actually become a landmark for the record setting of what modern Rolex can be, is going to be the John Mayer Green Dial Yellow Gold Daytona. Now, Daytonas historically have always done better than all other sub-brands for Rolex, but the John Mayer Green Dial is starting to get rarer and rarer at ADs, and I think that is part of the reason it is going to keep doing better. And it is very soon, I believe, going to be discontinued. When it is officially discontinued, I think you're going to see prices skyrocket into the 150s. Currently, this watch is right under 100 in the high 80s to low 90s, and I think it is going to do tremendously well in the long term. So this year, if you're going to be betting on a color, I would absolutely bet on green more than any other color, specifically, regardless that is Rolex, Patek, AP, or anything else. And I want to also bring you to another watch that's what I call the underdog of the watch market. And I know this sounds weird because it's already at 300% of MSRP, like 250%, I should say. Actually, yeah, 2.5 times what its basic MSRP is on the used market, and it's the 5968G white gold Patek. This is one of the most striking and beautiful Pateks in modern times that have come out. It is white gold, so it presents a very similar stainless experience, but it's much heavier, much more beautiful, and features the same case size as the popular 5990 that's in the 400s. So the 5968G is, I believe, significantly undervalued for what it is. And while it had a peak, it went up to like 230, 240, and has settled back down right now in the used market for between 210 to 230. I think this watch is going to be, in the future, a nice $300,000 watch, which is why I keep one in the glove box today. Like you can see here that between all of my watches here, 3 of them are very, very serious green dials, and I think this one is going to do very well and is the underdog. Now, if I had the choice to only buy one, I would probably park a John Mayer Daytona, as I think it's the one that's going to see the highest level of return in the short time. Now, I'm going to show you one other watch that I think is not a green dial, but I think is going to do tremendously well this year, and it is because people weren't paying attention to it. This is the Perpetual Yellow Gold Blue Dial Royal Oak, and it is spectacular. It is spectacular for a couple of reasons. I think that yellow gold is going to make a comeback this year. I think it's going to be much, much more popular than rose. And I think in general, for me specifically, I think that AP with yellow gold is always going to not only be worth more because of rarity, but I think it wears better than rose gold. And I think in addition to that, I would also argue that the perpetuals are so rare that the yellow gold blue dial perpetual is one of the rarest. This watch last year was in the 160s, 170s, and currently, you ready for this? It's trading over $260,000 and is expected to go past 300K, which I think it makes it one of the best contenders for modern and yet exciting to wear Audemars watches. So those are my picks for top investment watches for 22, and part of the reason why I carry them in my very own box. Another memorable mention or notable mention should be the Bubba Watson. The Bubba Watson is already trading at a very high $400,000, up from its original $150K, which was already 50% above MSRP back like a year and a half ago, and now over $400K. So why do I believe there's more room for this watch to go? Well, partially because of its color. The white ceramic casing is one of the rarest casing for RM. And while there are other RMs with white ceramic casing, take a look at the price point where they can be found. The 38 is now over 7 figures, and the 55 is now one of the best value watches under the $500,000 mark. And while I think there's a lot of resistance for some of these RMs in the 500-600K range, I do think that you're going to start seeing 20 to 30% upside on the Bubba Watson, and then also start to see some of that upside on the RM30, just not that significant because this isn't that special of a watch. It's just going to slowly start becoming a very good budget watch as the RM10 and RM29 have been moving up. So those are my predictions for 2022, and also just some of the watches that I'm personally holding from an investment standpoint going into this new year. So if you've ever considered investing in watches or have been wondering, should you be investing in watches? Is this the right time? Are we in a bubble or not? I've put together a very comprehensive training for you for 1 hour, which is completely free. All you have to do is click the link in the description, and then you'll learn more about how to get in the world of watches, even with as little as just $1,000, access to a post office, and literally a shipping facility. You too could be started in this incredibly lucrative investment opportunity in general. So click the link there, check it out, make sure you like, turn on notifications, and of course subscribe, and give me your comments. Which watch do you think is going to hit its highest peak in 2022? Will it be a green dial, or which one do you think will get there? And I'll perhaps use that and discuss it in a future video as well. I'll catch you guys on the next video for Watch Trading Academy.